Hello everyone, my name's Bottletophornet and welcome back to another episode of Vault Hunters. Okay, I don't know how these guys got in there, probably from little spots like that, but we're going to deal with that in this episode. Because in today's episode we're going to work on some power. We're going to set ourselves up with power and we're going to set ourselves up with a mining gadget. Now, before we do that and worry about those guys up there, I have put away most of the stuff that I got, and I've also, oh, look at that. I've also rolled all of the mystery boxes that we got, managed to get myself 2 pickerangs. So we've got ourselves back a pickerang. I'm very, very happy about that one. The other thing I did was roll all this gear, and while most of it was sort of average, I did get a 5 armor helmet and a mega chest plate and a 5 armor leggings and boots. So not too bad. Plus this mining fatigue immunity one that will be worthwhile to keep. Don't think any of these other ones were too good. Most of them had too low armor to be worthwhile. That one could be good since it has a level, but all in all, mostly average except for that. That one I'm really happy with. Yeah, I like it too. So, for now, I'm just going to keep that in there, and in fact, we're probably going to take off this vault armor and just put that away for the time being, because today is working in the overworld. There we go. Back in the netherite. So, I want to come up here and, oh. I really thought that I'd get that off the edge. Well, yeah. Okay. All right. I think I fixed the problem. So what I think I'm going to do is do a little something up in here. Now, there's not a lot of room here, and I do need some tools, so 1 second. But if we open this area up a little bit, I want to make a slightly separated power room. Now, technically, we're not going to need a lot of space, so I think if I just make a little bit of room here, we should be good to go. Maybe clean this up, maybe turn it into a slightly more approachable room, and then we can start working with the power. I'm excited. We've got a couple of things that I want to try and get achieved today, but I think I should be able to, and it's going to set us up for the future really, really nicely. So, let me turn this into a proper room, and then we'll get started. All right. So, we've got ourselves a little bit of an area here. I know it doesn't look like much, but we don't really need a lot of room for this power generation. I like the idea of this opening up. We might add some chimneys of sorts going out the side, maybe some smoke moving off the side of here. Do some detailing and fun stuff later, but for now, we're just going to focus on the actual power production so that we have something up and running. We can make it look cool later on. By the way, I think lightning struck my area over here and deleted all these trees. So we're going to have to do some replanting at some point. But yeah, not for now. So as you can see, this is now sitting out the side of that pillar. We might have some sort of walkway coming off here as I decide what I want to do with this. I think we might terraform this back up a little bit so that it looks nicer. But the thing that we're doing today is going to make that a lot easier. So, for starters, we're going to open up the power mod. Now, I'm not going to make a manual, but if you want to go through and have a look at this stuff yourself, the manual is very easy to make. You just need some dielectric paste and a book, which makes it very simple, and it does show you what things do. I have a little bit of experience with this, so we're going to make some stuff, and I'm going to show you what we can do with it. For starters, that dielectric paste is probably one of the most important things. We're going to need that for a lot of stuff. So, before dipping into all of the bits and pieces that we've got here, I do have this stuff that I managed to get. Now, I'm keeping these ones here. I also need an upper line, but these will be used later on. We're going to keep one of each one of these kinds, like so, and that's the 6 main ores. All of these we're going to fortune. So, 2 echo, oh, that's going to be so nice. And all the other goodies as well. Because once you start getting into mods like this, it becomes pretty expensive with the volt ores. So collecting this stuff is very important, and being smart about how we use it as well. Let's fortune these up. 18 from 7's not bad. 41 from 12 is very good. This here is 12, 13, 14, 15. Not bad. I think this was 30 or so. Also not bad. These ones here, the Larimar and the Beniatite, are ones that I definitely want to have a good supply of. Black Opal too. 21, nice. Now, ooh, 6 from that is very nice. So is 8 from that. Okay, 9 is not bad. We got 8 on one and 1 on the other, but all in all, pretty happy with that. Sparkle Ting can go here, and we've got ourselves a decent little supply built up. Beautiful. So, first thing I'm going to do is grab a couple of stacks of this, a couple of stacks of that. We need a little bit of clay, which we have some. I'm going to grab a stack of that, and we need some of these nuggets. I'm basically going to make as much of this as I can. What am I missing now? The nuggets. So I'm also going to grab my vault dust here and some diamonds and make that into nuggets as well, because I want heaps of this. And let's just clear out a little bit of what we've got from building. Okay, so with some paste set up, the next thing I want to do is probably make myself a thermogenerator. So with these, we have to start from the starter version and slowly make our way up through. Making your way up through these requires energizing certain things using one of these energizing orbs. So I'll explain that as I go through, but for starters, let's just make a thermogenerator. That is going to require some blaze and some redstone. We're probably going to want to fortune up some of this redstone as well. Beautiful. Much better. Okay, so let's turn that into some blaze powder, and we also need capacitors. As you can see, this starts to add up in price. So we're going to need some Beniatite, and we're going to need some redstone blocks. We're going to make up a handful of these. In fact, I'm going to make up 16. That uses an entire stack of the Beniatite. It builds up in cost pretty quickly. Next, we can turn these capacitors into these tiny capacitors, and those tiny capacitors can be used to make these thermoplates. Next in line is this stuff. We need these dielectric rods. So once again, more of this. And we're going to need a bunch of iron. We need both versions, the normal and the horizontal versions, and that will allow us to make one of these. Now I'm actually going to swap that for that because we do have a little bit more Larimar. And so, thermogenerator. So a thermogenerator works by putting this block on top of something that generates heat. That can be a piece of magma block, or the more effective way to do it is with lava. Now there's something else that will provide more power, but for now, lava is what we're going to use. So we need one of these. We'll sleep real quick. Pop over here somewhere. I know that I see it on the map. There's lava here that I've grabbed a couple of before, and this is going to be our main power supply for the time being. So let's grab this, grab a water bucket as well. And, oh, I didn't even go anywhere near high enough. Right up in this spot here, we are going to use, a safe little area that I've made. We're going to place down that there. Now, if I put that on top of here and provide it with some water, this will start to generate power up to 10,000 FE. The FE is just how it marks power. I think it's Forge Energy it stands for. but you can see that it generates 15 per tick, and there are 20 in-game ticks per second. So 15 times 20, 300 energy per second, and it can extract 50 per tick. Now 15 is probably not enough for us. We want to generate a lot more than that. So rather than going with the starter, we're going to see how far we can push the generator up in this line here. So grab that quickly before it burns. I hope that doesn't burn, but we'll be careful just in case. And we're going to do a little bit more crafting. I think I'm going to craft up some stuff, and then I'll bring you guys back when we're working with something a little bit better. So now I have made myself a basic version of the Thermogenerator, which is only one step up, because to make hardened, we're going to need to energize some stuff. To energize some stuff, we needed this, an Energizing Orb, an Energizing Rod, which I've made up to basic, and I've also made some basic cable. This has used up a heap of resources. Lots and lots of these made up, and then bringing it up to this stage uses those as well. It's a whole thing. But now we can put that there, and we're going to do a little bit of trickery. We'll put that here. And if we put that on there, go grab ourselves some water, which should be fairly easy with an ocean nearby. In fact, we'll grab 2 so that we can make an infinite water source up here. So over in this section here, we'll actually make an infinite water source for the time being. I think I just spilled water down. I did. Please don't damage anything. Oh. Okay, sorted that out. Goodness. But with that there now, we should be able to start generating some power. So as you can see, this energizing rod is starting to fill up. So what's happening here is we've got water in there. Our thermogenerator is filling at 70 per tick now, and it's also filling this up at the same time. So thankfully, it seems like this cannot extract or cannot fill up faster than this can make the power. So we are starting to store some up. And this is going to allow me to probably do this right here, I suppose. Keep it nice and simple for now, but we're going to have to make a better system for this later. That's now got 50,000 in there. What we want to do is make some energized steel. That's going to require 30,000 power. So we've already got enough in there. And we need to place a piece of iron, a piece of gold, and one of these perfect alexandrite. So all I have to do is right click with each one of these, and once the recipe is in there, that little beam is going to start to energize the stuff that we have in our energizing orb. You can see it's fighting. It's using the same amount of power as it is generating from here at the moment. But if we wait just a minute, this stuff here will turn into energized steel. And there we go. So you get 4 pieces for that. And that is going to be required for turning our basic generator into a hardened generator. So we need 1 piece for that, but these hardened capacitors require 4 each. So we're going to need a couple more pieces of this. Okay. So now I'm actually going to take this energizing rod back, and we're going to grab this. Oof. I think by that sound, it's not going to burn. God, my inventory is getting full. It would make sense that they'd make it so that a thermogenerator couldn't burn in lava, but it's still a bit scary. So now, what I can do is turn this generator, which is the basic that I have, which can generate 70 per tick, into a hardened generator, which can do 180. So it's a lot faster. You can see that it grows exponentially as it goes, or not necessarily exponentially, but definitely 2 of those would generate 140, whereas one of these would generate 180. It's a boost. The same thing goes for the next level, which is blazing, 400, where 2 of those would generate 360. So it's a step up each time. We need to make a couple of hardened capacitors, but you get 2 from this recipe. As you can see, though, it is becoming pretty expensive. So we do that, and we grab 2 of those. We need to make another one of these, which means more of the rods. You can see how collecting as much of these resources as you can is very important. So now with the rods, we can make this, which I don't have any room for at the moment. Then we need some more small capacitors, which means we need another basic. It goes on and on. But eventually, we get all the stuff that we need to turn our basic thermogenerator, which can hold a total of 100,000, into a hardened thermogenerator, which can hold a total of 500,000. So the storage capacity goes up exponentially, like millions, 5 million, 10 million. Perfect. I don't think we're going to get to blazing in today's episode because the blazing crystals require a lot of making bits and pieces. I'm going to have to work on that. But the one thing that I will do is just upgrade our energizing rod as well. So we do that, and we just need some quartz. What this is going to allow us to do is go from putting out or input or output. You can see where it says max IO. That is the input and output. So it can output 50 per tick. We're going to upgrade that to 120, which means it can energize the things a little bit quicker. So with those things sorted, now we can put our hardened thermogenerator here, grab a little bit of that H2O to start it going. And we're going to grab our hardened energizing rod. And now you can see that is filling up a lot quicker. Those numbers down the bottom moving a lot faster than they were before. And this is good. That is a very, very, very basic power setup. That's going to allow us to continue to create more power and more items in here using this energizer, using this rod, and you can actually set up multiple of these at the same time within a, I believe, 9x9 area centered around this. So 4 in either direction, much like a spawner works. But just to show how that is going to improve our life, you should see that goes a lot quicker on the counting up of the percentage and the amount of power that it puts into there. And we can get ourselves some more of this energized steel. Like so. Perfect. Now, that is enough for what we need at the moment. That's going to keep generating power. It can build up to 500,000. That's going to be great. Time to work on a mining gadget. So instead of seeing power here, we're going to go mining gadgets. And I think I'm going to go with a Mark III. These all do the exact same thing. They're just a matter of aesthetics. So you can pick a smaller pistol, a larger pistol, or more like a railgun. I've used the pistol version of Mark II before. I'm going to go for the bigger one this time. So we need some netherite, a couple more of those volt nuggets, black opal, and a blank module, which does require a bit of perfect beniatite. So one of those, needs some redstone, some netherite, and did we end up having any? Did we use up all of our volt? No, I used all of my volt nuggets on the paste. Interesting. We might have to run a vault. I think we do. All right. Quickly running through a vault, hopefully getting what we need as quick as possible. Let's go. So, I ended up running 3 volts there. I actually failed to record the one in the middle, but I decided to do a couple just to build up a little bit of a supply, and as you can see, it was pretty successful. I didn't get much of the volt nuggets, but I got enough to keep us going forward, and I managed to get a few of these ores as well, which is nice, the bombing knight especially, since that is our lowest one. In fact, why don't we just fortune these up, because it is going to be worthwhile to have them all there. Now, I've cleared out all my loot, except for a few things, obviously, and we're ready to make some mining gadgets. Hey. So, hopefully we get a decent amount of the bombing knight. I've still got my magnet on. That's not too bad in all of that. 1. Well, it is what it is. But now, we should be able to grab some of that. I think we're going to need a fair bit of that. And a little bit of this. And I'm sure I put the netherite somewhere, probably away, I suppose. 1, 2, 3, and a black opal. And we should be able to craft ourselves a mining gadget. So we do need to make this first, which needs some diamond and redstone. Easy enough. And we also need some iron. Need to craft one of these. And there we go. We've got ourselves a nice shiny weapon, gun, mining gadget thing. So this is where it really starts to look like a modded playthrough. But we can't just do things with the mining gadget. We also need a modification table. So that is another one of these. And then we can make the modification table, and we're going to take that right up. Oh, I probably need to switch to my overworld gear, like so. We'll put that magnet away. I have a lot of stuff in here that I managed to gather. We've also got some more gear that I'm ready to roll. But for now, I just want to get this mining gadget going. So we're going to come up to this little area, and in fact, yeah, I'll use this Paxel for now. We're just going to put that here. And that is going to be the spot where we can place our mining gadgets and upgrade it. And to upgrade it, I want to go through and make a bunch of these things. So, for starters, a silk touch upgrade. Let me just calculate how many of these blank ones I'm going to need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's make 7 of these. And we need some slime and a golden apple. So, silk touch. Oh, gold as well. That's a silk touch. Next, I want to be able to avoid junk. So, we need some obsidian and ender pearls. Done. A magnet one we can do straight away. This one, we're going to need a little bit more. We need a netherite pickaxe, which rather than using some of the ones that I've already enchanted, I'm sure we managed to find ourselves some through our mystery boxes. So I'm going to disenchant that. Grab myself these things too. There we go. Oh, I'd already made a blank upgrade. Damn. That's okay. We can keep that for later down the line. So, what was I working on here? This 3x3 upgrade needs a one of those and 2 ender pearls. There we go. Then I want to make some range upgrades, which is going to require a few things. We'll go with the level 1, which is then used to make the level 2, which is then used in conjunction with a few of these things to make a range level 3 or tier 3 upgrade. I then want a battery. I know this is a lot of explaining, but you'll see why it's all worth it in a second. That battery module gets turned into, I need 2 blocks of quartz, and we get a level 2 battery, which can hold 5 million, and we'll go straight up to 1, 2, 3, 4, a level 3. So this battery is now going to be able to hold 10 million, which is going to be amazing. And now all we have to do is upgrade our efficiency. Level 4 and level 5. So what we can do with all of this is go to our modification table and just add all of these upgrades like so. Clear out my hotbar a little bit. And when we grab this back, if I shift and right click, you can see that we have a bunch of options now. So we have voiding junk, silk touch, a magnet, and efficiency 5. All that's left to do is give it some power. So this is going to take a little bit of time because obviously it's going to drain that pretty quick. And then this is going to have to generate the 10 million. But I'll bring you guys back in once it's got 10 million power and we'll show off what it can do and why I'm so excited about it. But yeah, this is going to take, it's going to take a little while. One day it'll be faster, but for now, this is what we've got. In fact, while I wait for that to happen, I think I'm going to make myself a second draw controller. Now, eventually I'll set it up in the middle like this one with the framed variety, but I think for now, all I'm really worried about is having it right here. So I can do that. That's going to make sorting our stuff after a vault way easier. So, very nice. And yeah, this is slowly chugging away. It is actually going up. It's just that it's going faster than this can generate the power, as you can see. So, still a little bit of a wait for me. But we will work on upgrading this generator very soon. This is just an entry-level thing. Nice and simple to get us started with what we need before moving on to the big boy leagues. All right, I'll be back. That took a very long time, but we now have a fully charged mining gadget, and I'm going to show you guys what it can do. To do so, we're going to head back over to our original base here, and we're going to drop down into here and try and survive. Okay, so it's not necessarily the best spot to show you guys, but what I can do now is just remove the world. And it is picking up the stuff, but I can set filters. It's going to make it so that it voids everything but what I want. So right now it's on a whitelist. I can set it to blacklist, and I believe, no. Let's do a very quick blacklist. So what I can do here is put stuff like the deep slate in there. Say I don't want to pick up any of the deep slate. Let's put away the stuff that we have here for the time being. And I should start picking everything up except for the deep slate. Now, I know it's a little bit dark in here, but hopefully we should be able to see that all of this stuff that I'm taking away, we're not picking up any of the deep slate. So I'm going to be able to set this up to work in the vaults to only pick up the vault ores and the stuff that I want to, and then everything else will get voided. So I can set up filters for 27 items. And as you can see, the range on this thing is pretty decent. So this is why I kept those additional ores. The ones that I picked up while I was doing my run, these ones here, I want to set these as options for my whitelist or blacklist. So if we pop into here, we'll take that out, and we're actually going to set this to a whitelist mode, edit the filter, and we're going to put in the stuff that we want. Now, I am missing the upper line, so we will have to find some of that in the vault before this is truly set up to grab all the vault ores. But for now, we can do that. We probably want to keep stuff like redstone ore, coal ore, maybe even the diamond for future. So I'm going to put those in there as well. I want to be keeping ancient debris, and I do have enough here. I also want to be picking up and keeping the blocks of netherite. Now the beauty of this is it doesn't actually consume or use the block that you want to put into this filter. You just have to have it available, which means that now that this has got the filters on it, I can actually take these items and put them into a dank, and the dank is automatically going to pick those up as this destroys them. So it becomes a really efficient way to mine through the world, mine through all the ore rooms and stuff like that, as well as being able to clear out huge areas like this. Now, there is a glitch. I am going to have to add a little patch to this that stops it from doing that slowing down thing like that, where it interrupts the animation. But as you can see, very quickly I can remove huge chunks of the world, and we're not using too much of the power at once. Oh boy, this is going to be good. So, this guy can go back in there, charge up a little bit, but it's pretty much ready to go for a vault run. We're nearly level 50 due to those runs I did earlier. I am going to quickly just take that, make it into this. We have enough there for 1.5 stars, but I am saving for my refined storage next, which is going to be really nice. And I think in the next episode, we're going to take that mining gadget for a spin. For now though, we're going to leave it here. We've achieved a little bit. It's taken a little bit of work, but we do have a power set up now that we can continue to upgrade. We've got ourselves a fully charged and fully upgraded mining gadget, which is so nice. A nice Paxel combined with this means that we're going to be able to blaze through the vaults nice and quickly and get a lot of loot and a lot of ores, hopefully. So I'm pretty happy. It took a little bit of work to get all the materials and stuff sorted, but now that we've got a bit of a setup, it's going to be easier to continue to upgrade my power supply, and that means we're going to be able to charge this a lot quicker. We're going to be able to make some stuff like batteries, which are down here. I'm going to aim to make myself some batteries that can also store power and allow me to charge this gun while I'm in the vault itself, so that I have extra energy in one of these slots. Nice. So with that, I am going to end the episode here. I want to say thank you to my Patreon supporters for your continued support. You guys are amazing. And to everyone who's watching, I hope you guys are enjoying this series still. If you are, please leave me a like. It really does help push the series out and shows YouTube that you like what you're watching and like my videos. And subscribe if you haven't already. Until the next episode, where we get this gun fully working properly. In fact, before we do anything else, I want this line to be green and the outer glow to be white. No, black. Yeah. Better. But yes, until the next episode, I hope you guys take care of yourselves, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye, everyone. It's raining. I'll catch you later.